Hey guys, today I want to talk about 3 books that have been very influential for me as a composer and really changed how I write and how I think about writing, and hopefully they'll do the same for you. So the first one I have is Creative Orchestration by George Frederick Mackay. My roommate found it when I was in college in an alley and gave it to me and said, I found this, you might find it interesting. And it turned out to be one of the best orchestration books I've ever read. His writing is very clear. He approaches things a little differently than most books. If you've ever read an orchestration book, you know they're mostly, this is the range of the flute, now go orchestrate, which is a little useless and a little hard to actually understand what you're supposed to do. So Mackay does some interesting things, especially talking about textures, how textures can be combined, how we can understand different textures as units of sound, competing textures, blending textures, how to think about sound and how the orchestra actually produces those sounds. So although the book is out of print, definitely recommend it for anyone who's interested in orchestrating. Next up is Musical Composition by Alan Belkin. Alan Belkin has a great YouTube series, and a lot of what's in his book is discussed in that series. Something he does really well that not all composition books do is really discuss the why of every little detail. Why is there an accent mark for this moment? How can we save the low end to bring out the depth for the cadence? These kind of small minor things, really interesting insights, really helped me work on the finer details of moments to moments, accents, highlighting, balance, all these different things that add a richer layer to the music. Lastly is Analyzing Classical Form by William Kaplan. This is my favorite book ever about music. I absolutely love this book. I recommend it to all of my students. I think everyone should read this book. It focuses on the music of Mozart, Haydn, and Beethoven, but really the ideas are for all music, not just classical. Kaplan has just a brilliant way of understanding why a beginning sounds like a beginning, what makes a middle, what makes an ending, how certain harmonies, how certain techniques work for or against you in those different trains of thought, and then really dissects starting at the smallest level of an idea to a theme, to a full section, to fuller pieces, to multi-movement works. It completely changed the way I think about form. It's a brilliant book, and I use the concepts in my own writing every single time I write. So there you go, 3 books that have been very influential for me as a composer. I highly recommend you read them. Hopefully you can get your hands on them. Please leave a comment, let me know what you think, and if you have other books that I may have left out, I'd love to hear about those too. Thanks a lot.